Hey guys, this is kind of an offbeat episode because we're not live right now. This is just kind of a video we decided to throw up together. We didn't want to do this on stream just because, we're going to be talking about Dune a
And
lot
already
more.
another sad thing with Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, so
So
we figured we'd dedicate a whole video just for Akira Toriyama. You probably already know. You definitely know. Unfortunately, March 1st, the man passed away due to a
and
bleeding of the brain. Um, and at
hematoma, right?
68, yeah, hematoma, yeah. Um, so we just kind of want to jump on here and just say, how sad it is, but like also celebrate more his accomplishments because without Akira Toriyama, anime as we know it, shonen anime especially as we know it, is completely different. It
Yeah,
doesn't look the same.
just what he did in terms of the original Dragon Ball, and then into Z.
Mhm.
It revolutionized all of manga, and especially Z, and how different is the power level. You wouldn't see power levels, you wouldn't see transformations,
Mhm.
you wouldn't see big,
Spiky haired protagonists.
you wouldn't see Spike. Ah, it's not true. There was Yu-Gi-Oh. You know,
Did Yu-Gi-Oh come out
I think
before
it came.
DBZ?
I think I don't
DBZ
know.
came out in the 80s. Or, well, Dragon Ball came out in the 80s. I don't know how long.
So maybe
I think,
Yu-Gi-Oh was influenced
I'm
somehow,
sure there's some other,
but
but
Dragon Ball
he
influenced a lot of
popularized it.
yeah. Dragon
Yeah.
Ball influenced a lot of people, not just in the manga world, but in everything.
Mhm.
People like to say that like the Zack Snyder Man of Steel movie is like a Dragon Ball scene.
Mhm.
A lot of rappers use Dragon Ball references in their music.
Mhm.
Um, it in videos, people reference Dragon Ball and the screaming transformation of Super
Yeah.
Saiyan all the time.
Mhm.
His work touched so many people. It's insane. I mean, look, I'm wearing the fucking shirt. It's 100 Thieves, bro. These guys have nothing to do with Dragon Ball, but they
Well,
love
true.
this series.
And not
So
only that, but like the fan base for Dragon Ball, um, I should say the community. Like, look at Team Four Star and what they created,
fuck
and
yeah,
like
dude. That's so good.
that's just from the fans, and you haven't seen anything really from that quality of any other franchise. It's pretty much Team Four Star, and that's all just a fan project. Also, not only just his influence on Dragon Ball, but also on video games. Dragon Quest, which is one of the first JRPGs that we
Mhm.
know of, he helped design those character designs, and one of the best JRPGs in general, Chrono Trigger, he helped design all of those characters. You know, he's been such an inspiration as an artist and stuff like that. And just overall, like, just laid the found. He's pretty much the equivalent of the Stan Lee, but for manga. Everything that Stan Lee did
That's a great.
set up comic books for the long run. Like what if there's a teenage superhero, da 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 da, and like with Akira Toriyama, same thing. It's like, oh, what if the character surpasses his limit and transforms into something completely different? Which funny story about that, you know why he went through the transformation because he didn't want to ink Goku's hair
That's
anymore.
so funny. That's
But
such a
there's also other
flex.
stories like he's so good on his feet with the Cell saga. He went through three
Every
different iterations of Cell, not
he
to
went through a whole he edited the entire series because everyone kept saying his editors kept saying, I don't like these old people.
yeah
This old person and this fucking fat white blob.
robot. Yeah,
Change it to like be younger people. He changed it to be younger people.
yeah,
They're too young. Let's
yeah,
make a creepier villain.
yeah,
Create Cell. Ah, that's too
yeah,
creepy. Be perfect Cell.
yeah.
That's still a little too creepy. Perfect
Perfect
Cell.
self
Oh,
perfection.
that's perfect. That's
Yeah, yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Like
And just the creativity to be able to go down there, like editors like setting limitations for you, and then you always surpassing it and making it make sense in the story, and even just like great moments like when Frieza comes back and like Trunks just one shots him automatically. As a kid, you're just like, Trunks is the coolest fucking character of all time.
dude, I know we all make fun of the Boo saga.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect entry in the series,
Uh-huh.
but Super Saiyan 3,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have such an
You
amazing
wouldn't have internet search histories of what Super Saiyan 5 looks like.
Yeah, dude, Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan
Super
Blue.
Saiyan
Oh,
99 is just like a bunch of hair. You're like,
before
whoa.
we started recording, you were saying like supers whatever, but like
Mhm.
Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God,
They had a
Super
whole.
Saiyan Ultra Instinct, like those are all like
The,
people reference Ultra Instinct in their music
I
now.
forget, but it was some uh, Hispanic country or something like that. Like, literally, like, put an arena around and the Jiren and Goku fight aired it live, and it was like a bunch of people in a
Yeah.
stadium, in an arena, like just watching that. And you know, because Dragon Ball is just not for the weebs or whatever, it's affected all across all communities and stuff like
My
that.
fiance's dad loves Dragon Ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's crazy how
He's up there with Superman. Like when you see Goku, oh, that's Dragon Ball.
well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
there's that, the big thing like Superman versus Goku, the death battle, where they had
yeah,
to make like 5 different versions
yeah,
of
yeah.
it because everyone's like, yeah, but Goku definitely would have won,
Hmm.
and like the memes of like, oh well, definitely Goku could beat Luffy, Goku
Yeah.
could beat Naruto,
I
like those
just,
things, even though they're goofy and a little cringy,
yeah.
it's part of our culture.
I definitely just like I have such early memories. Like one of my first early memories of any media I've ever watched was sitting down in front of my TV watching Toonami and watching Dragon Ball, specifically Goku versus King Piccolo. Like I just remember being like, that's like one of my earliest memories of media ever. And then in middle school, getting into Kai through Nicktoons and stuff like that.
Yeah, me and my brother. Like I told my mom before we started recording, like
Yeah.
the guy who created Dragon Ball died, and she's like, "Holy shit!" Because she would remember like sitting around here in
Hmm.
my room, like working on the computer, and then me and
Yeah.
my brother are right here. There's our TV right there, and we would watch TV.
Hmm.
And every Wednesday or Thursday, we would watch the newest episode of Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
always on the dot, and we would like be on the floor screaming, being like, "Go
Yeah,
Goku!"
and I remember just like every single time I was sick from school or whatever, I busted out those orange brick DVDs of Dragon Ball Z and I would just put it on. Just anytime I was sick, I was like, all right, Dragon Ball Marathon. Like every single time. Not even like intentionally. It's just like when I'm sick, I'm like, I want to watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I know that like
just
for
the
me,
influence of like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, what do you do as Superman? You go like this, and like, what do you do as Goku? Kame, like that's such a like once you
I mean,
do
look at my
this,
shirt.
yeah.
Look at my
When you
shirt.
do this in pop culture, people automatically know, oh, that's a Kamehameha. And
They
as a kid,
reference it
you're
in
just
other
like
shows,
screaming like I'm gonna become a Super Saiyan,
and then you never do.
and you never do. But
You only eat your peas because you think it's a fucking what's it
yeah,
called
yeah, yeah.
a
Because it'll
sensu
make you,
bean.
yeah.
You think it's a sensu
Trick
bean.
yourself. But the man's legacy is, you know, his legacy will surpass all of it. It's like Sherlock Holmes. Like it's just gonna be remembered forever. You know what I mean? Like there's never gonna be like, what's a Dragon Ball? Never gonna be that. Everyone knows what Dragon Ball is, and it will surpass time and space.
And to be honest, yeah, like I know that you once again you didn't like Super
Hmm.
the manga especially, but like the artists, the mangaka,
Yeah.
everybody involved in those productions were trained
Hmm.
by Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
So regardless of how we might feel how the series goes, it is in good hands.
Yeah. Well, with Taito Kubo, the creator of Bleach, they have a story where Zombie Powder before Bleach, he wrote Zombie Powder and got rejected, got canceled, and then Akira Toriyama picked him up because he was gonna quit. He's like, no, keep working at it, keep working at it, and like, you know, the big three is kind of thanks to Dragon Ball.
It is. It's literally Dragon Ball was the predecessor. Dragon Ball, Fist of the North Star, all of those 80s, 90s manga
Yeah.
paved the way for One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto.
Yeah.
Like without them, those three series would not be where they are today, and One Piece wouldn't be still going
Yeah.
without
Huge influence.
without Dragon Ball,
Huge influence.
because it took what Dragon Ball did and changed it and made it its own thing and reinvented what Dragon Ball reinvented.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Anyways, we just want to make a quick video of it. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, and all the family and friends affected by it. You know, it's a sad day. for the anime community. But uh, I feel like the best way to mourn is to look at his work and look at his legacy, and just really appreciate the art that he did, and art that's brought together people from across different languages. You could not know another language. It's just be like, you like Goku, and it's like, Goku, I like Dragon Ball.
One of our first streams
Yeah.
was rating toxic fan bases, and Goku's face is in the middle.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of a dig at the community, but also like
That has nothing
that's
to do with
how
Toriyama,
big
but
the community is.
Yeah.
That's how much of an impact Akira Toriyama has on the world, not just the anime world, but the world. To where, like I said, my mom even was like, "Holy shit!"
He created a character where it was like, but can he beat Goku? He created that character.
He created that meme.
Yeah.
He created that meme unwittingly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know that we said we were gonna start making videos. Unfortunately, this is one of the first ones we made this year. That's all right. Me and JJ do plan on making videos, but we really wanted to dedicate this one to somebody that we care. We really, really like his stuff. Like it's ingrained in our childhood. Akira Toriyama and Dragon Ball. So it only made sense for us to make a video and talk about it.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Akira Toriyama, and family included. And yeah,